Hey guys, what's going on? Wizzy Games here, and I've got episode 4 of my custom career mode. We're here around USA, and we qualified in a spectacular second place, our first front row start of the season, and one that I really wasn't expecting. But guys, I'd like to start off by saying leave a like if you enjoy this video, as it helps me out a lot. And I've already recorded upcoming episodes, so they should be out within the next couple of days. But like I said, a front row start, second place. We're alongside the Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton, I believe, and we just need to hope that we get off the line well and see if we can jump him into turn 1. And we get off the line now. It's a pretty mediocre start, just like last time. I can never really nail the starts on this game. We actually get Rosberg fly past us, but we managed to outbrake him. And are we going to take Hamilton? We are. He's on the outside, and for once a car doesn't manage to out-traction us on the outside. And we go into this beautiful S section, really fantastic section to drive, and we go into it in first position. And at this point I was just hoping to keep first place. Obviously we have the long straight in sector 2, and really you just need to prioritise your exit out of that corner, which I have. I've got a nice little gap to the likes of Hamilton and Rosberg. But also this corner, this is the most crucial corner. You just need to really feather the throttle out of the in the traction zone, just to not lose the back end. But as you can see, we skip on to lap 2. We survived for that first lap, but we need to survive it 27 more times. We come around that corner, slightly missed the apex, but still got a decent exit in, and straight away I try and break the slipstream. It's actually Rosberg ahead of Hamilton now, and looks like Nico Rosberg, despite no slipstream, he's going to be a lot quicker than our McLaren Honda. And he's trying to look around the outside, but not enough room. The corner really tightens up on the exit, and it's actually allowed Hamilton to go through into second as we set the fastest middle sector of the Grand Prix. But that would be as we're on lap 2, so every driver will be setting their personal bests. But coming to the end of lap 3, round the final corner, and obviously DRS is now enabled, and we have got Hamilton. Once again we defend the inside line, and he's just going to fly past us. We're going to need to be very mighty on the brakes, and we are, and we just about squeeze him there. The two Mercedes banging tyres there, and I believe Hamilton's just about kept second. But it looks like defending the inside line is really the way to go, as the Mercedes drivers, they don't want to risk their race going round the outside of us, as if there is a collision, their rival will pick up a lot of points on them. So I mean, it's a great opportunity for us to take our first win, as we slightly run wide there. But obviously it's not as simple as that. We have to constantly keep defending. One lapse of concentration and a Mercedes driver could be right up my inside, and there could be, and obviously they have the pace on us, a bit like Brazil, where we're just going to have to keep track position, as once a driver gets in front of us, it's very, very hard to re-overtake. But now look at that Hamilton, he's way past us. We're going to have to be so late on the brakes, and we just about, had he been a tiny bit more ahead of us before the braking zone, I don't think we would have been able to come back at him there. He was very generous on the inside as well. He left us a lot of room and ended up running himself nearly out of road there. So Lewis Hamilton probably being a bit too nice there. But we skip on to lap 5. I've been in lean, trying to save some fuel, as we now come into this dreaded corner where you just need great traction. Once again I pull off to the left to try and break the slipstream, but I mean Rosberg and Hamilton will still, as actually Rosberg's got ahead of Hamilton, but them two will still come at me. Once again I go to the inside. That time Rosberg wasn't close enough to make the move, and Hamilton once again pulls in front of the German, and the Mercedes drivers just each lap trying to get past me, but none of them have managed it so far. But Rosberg's back in front of Hamilton at the end of lap 6, and I do believe that this is when I was meant to come in, but the tyres didn't actually feel that bad, a bit like Japan. So we're going to stay out, and one of the Mercedes drivers has come in. It's Lewis Hamilton. He's come in for the undercut. That's a bit surprising, as I thought Rosberg would get priority as he was the lead Mercedes driver, but he's actually going up our inside. He's well ahead of us, but we're going to dive it up the inside, and we're going to just about make the apex Rosberg has no answer. He should have really gone to the inside to defend it, but he didn't. He opted not to, and that's cost him there. But I have a feeling that Hamilton is going to be mighty on his fresh option tyres, and with him having the undercut, as you can see, we're making a mess of this first sector. Look at that, we're going wide in each corner, and we've lost so much time. Rosberg is back on. He's back on our gearbox again after he lost some time in turn 1 from going around the outside. But Lewis Hamilton, have we made a mistake here? Because I did think the tyres were fine, but I just didn't think that one of the Mercedes was going to pit on lap 6. I thought that they were going to pit on 7 and 8. But no, it turns out Hamilton has probably opted for the undercut. And now Rosberg is going to come round our outside. And just like, this is a bit like Hamilton. Are we going to be able to brake late enough? No, not on the worn rubber. On the fresher rubber, we outbroke Hamilton earlier in the Grand Prix and just about lunged it up the inside. However, this time the tyres are too worn. We didn't want to risk just running straight into Rosberg. So we settle for second on the track and possibly third, a net third. We're going to just need to hope that we have the pace on the fresher rubber to catch both Mercedes drivers. Obviously Rosberg and me will have fresher tyres than Hamilton, but Hamilton will keep on doing the undercut, and it might have to be the final stint which decides things. But we come into the pits, been given a corner cutting warning there, which I'm not too sure why. I guess because we cut coming into the pit lane, but I didn't really see much wrong with that. As you can see, the Ferraris actually caught us a whole bunch. We're getting service. There goes Rosberg. There we go. Vettel is just behind us. And, I mean, I don't really know how Vettel's caught us, because there was quite a gap. But he seemed to have been closing it. Obviously, the Ferrari is known for being nicer on its tyres. But as you can see, we come out the pits. Sorry, there's Vettel. So Raikkonen must have been behind us. Raikkonen must have been the Ferrari that was behind us. I apologise. But Vettel's in front of me. Rosberg is just ahead of Vettel, so I feel like we've caught up a bit on Rosberg coming into the pits. But the worst thing is Lewis Hamilton is well up the road, and he has used his fresh option tyres as we slightly cut that corner to get past Vettel. I mean, he was going extremely slow, but we just about I think we'll get away with that one. I don't think the stewards will have much to say about that. But as we come into this corner where we need to get good traction, Vettel's going to have slipstream, and we might be under pressure from him again. Rosberg just disappears down the straight, and like I said, Hamilton's used his fresh tyres to his advantage, and he is well up the road now. And I'm not really too sure if we're going to be able to catch Hamilton, because especially when Vettel, as you can see, gets back past us, and once again this Ferrari is going to hold us up coming through the second sector. We might actually think of making a move into this very strange corner. We do. There's obviously the Racing Line takes you very far wide, and it's a corner which is quite easy to just stick it up the inside. But we didn't overshoot it. Luckily, Vettel had no opportunity of a switchback or anything like that, so he successfully made the move. And now it gives us an opportunity to try and chase down the German of Rosberg, who I'm sure will be, as Hamilton sets the fastest lap on his outlap. But I'm sure Rosberg will be furious that his teammate got to come in one lap before him and get into the net race lead. But we come into the pit lane on lap 12, on the same lap as Lewis Hamilton. This time we only done 6 laps on the option tyres rather than the initial 7 we done at the start. Actually, we done 5 laps on the option, so we came in very early indeed for another option stint. I just wanted to get the undercut on Rosberg, and as you can see, Rosberg is coming out the pits as we've set the fastest last sector on our outlap, and we're going to try and push very hard to catch Nico Rosberg. There he is, and we're just going to need to just go full out, really push, obviously not cutting the corners through this first sector, as I have been guilty of many times, but we need to just use the whole track and see what we can do, show what this McLaren Honda is made of, because it's not bad in the corners, it's really not. It's just the straight line speed which really lets us down, but slightly cutting that again. I do apologise, and running wide for good measure. It is not the best driving, but nonetheless we switch it up to rich mix as we come in. Here we go, slightly deep but kind of save it. a concertina effect into the braking zone as we just close up to Rosberg, but then he obviously will drive away in the traction zone and down the straight. And it actually looks like, despite us having DRS down that straight, it looks like Rosberg's actually gained on us, which is unbelievable, to be honest, as we take so much curb. We were literally on the grass there. I'm just frantically trying to catch Rosberg, because I know that later on in the stint, when the tyre wear kicks in, Rosberg is going to be much quicker than us, and if we're going to make this move, we have to make it pretty much now or within the next couple of laps before the tyres start fading away. But once again, running a little bit wide, but not getting penalised for exceeding track limits, as we probably lose time more than gain it. However, through that final corner, we take a whole bunch of curb. We set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, which is encouraging. And once again, we're within a second, so we are able to activate DRS. We are right on the back of Rosberg. And we just need to push like crazy. Because, like I said, as soon as the tyre wear kicks in, which it will probably kick in after this lap, probably takes about 2 to 3 laps for the options to start feeling tyre wear, but we set the fastest first sector of the Grand Prix. We are right behind Rosberg. We need to just, look at that, we're right on his gearbox. We just need to get good traction out of this next corner, get in his slipstream and see if we can dive one up the inside. Maybe looking at a move into that corner, that would have been cheeky, but we weren't close enough, and now we switch it up into rich mix. I'm not sure about the fuel we have. I'm not sure if we have quite enough fuel to run in rich, but we're going to do it anyway because we have to get this move now. This is crucial for our Grand Prix. I think Hamilton might be out of the question, but as you can see, we don't quite brake late enough. But there's 2 AI cars, Hulkenberg and somebody else, as Hulkenberg gets out of the way very sensibly there, goes off the racing line, which the AI who are getting lapped, they don't normally do. But look at that, we go for a diving move up the inside. Rosberg is still on our outside and he out-tractions us. And now, are we going to do some sort of switchback? Or, yeah, we're braking a bit early. And look at that, Rosberg brakes in the middle of the corner. We're going to try and take him round the outside, and we do. Rosberg slowed up on the curb, and we've somehow made that move. But now, is Rosberg going to try and come back at us? We get DRS from the AI car up ahead. We're going to squeeze Rosberg to the pit wall, going to make him go on the inside. And now we go to the outside to take the racing line. Rosberg's on our outside. And now look at that. Rosberg, look at that. He's come across us and he's sent us into the gravel. What on earth is Rosberg doing there? We left him room and we had the move. We were in front. He came across us and took our line. And he sent us into the gravel. And now I was extremely frustrated at this point. So I'm pushing like crazy here. And I literally turn in on Hulkenberg, just trying to catch up to Rosberg, but at this point the tyre wear was starting to kick in, and it was just, and that had to be the time that we got past Rosberg. I mean, guys, we've had a fair few incidents in this series. Obviously Ricciardo in Japan as we come into the pit lane at the end of lap 18 for our final prime stint, but we have had a couple of incidents that have been either my fault or racing incidents. But for the first time, I really do think that was the AI's fault. Rosberg, I don't know what he was doing. We left him enough room, and he just came across us, and just a stupid side pod glitch. And as you can see, we put on the primes a lap earlier than Rosberg, but it didn't make a difference. Hamilton wins from Rosberg. We will come home in a very respectable third, I have to say. It has been a fun and enjoyable Grand Prix, and we do take, I believe, our 3rd podium of the season. So guys, it was actually our 2nd podium of the season. I believe I got that incorrect. David Croft, can you please be quiet? But yeah, that was our 2nd podium of the season, a well-deserved one at that. I thought we were unlucky to get sent into the barriers pretty much by Nico Rosberg at the end. But, I mean, we take that one on the chin. We take a good third place. We move up into 5th place in the drivers, just behind both Ferraris and Mercedes. Next, guys, it's Singapore. And I'm very excited for that Grand Prix. So that should be up very soon. Have a great day, and I will see you later. Goodbye.